This will actually be a very chill kind of do 10 to 15 minutes opening, talking in the
Laid
game.
back.
Maybe 10 minutes about Disney games, 10 minutes about the ESRB.
10 minutes, okay.
The SRB might have to be a longer episode because this can be. I'd like to make it detailed because there was a bunch of shit that happened during that time.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can. I mean, I have the Wikipedia page pulled up. I'll just read straight from it, and we can just talk about it and talk about Joe Lieberman.
Okay.
Because what podcast isn't great that talks about Joe Lieberman?
So if I'm not mistaken, I thought Biden was part of that too.
Oh, he probably absolutely was. I mean, they've all been in Congress for like 9 million years.
Not nearly as long as the old fucking turtle Mitch McConnell. Motherfucker's dying here. That's like his second stroke live.
It's I don't know. I don't want to.
It's Second Stroke Live. Sorry, Mitch McConnell.
Well, there's your code open right there.
Damn it. And musical guest Coldplay. God.
All right, so you guys ready to rock and roll, or Rick and Rock, or Rock and Rick?
I do suppose we're ready to go. This is the Retro Smash Video Game Podcast, live from the Gene Parmesan Memorial Studios. Wherever you are, wherever you may be listening, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Joining us here, my two wonderful hosts. They are two of a kind, working on a full house, according to the Garth Brooks song. He's Andy.
Step, day by day. No, that was different.
And he's Ricky.
Hello, hello, hello. Is it you I'm looking for?
Let's get these copyright strikes out of the way.
So, yeah. 5 minutes. Let's just get like 9 different copyright strikes. Let's just do that. All right, so what have you kids been up to? How are we, by the way?
I guess it's weird. I usually start off with how well I'm doing every week, so I suppose I'll keep the trend rolling. I'm doing good. I just got my ears pierced for the first time. Wow.
Oh, who the hell gets their ears pierced? Weirdo.
Shit.
You know, weirdly enough, I found out that both my ears were the gay ears, so yeah, that's a thing.
What? What?
Well, you never heard of the ear piercing? Nice. Like, you know, you get if you get I want to say
like
it's like
left?
just your no, it's
just your left side. Oh, is it?
No, it's your right one. If you get your right one, if you just get your right ear pierced, then that's the gay ear. Have you guys never heard of this before?
No,
I'm very surprised.
I thought it was the left because that was the one that George Michael had pierced, right? It was his left, right?
George Michael was very fluid,
left.
sir.
Oh, okay,
you know,
that's fair.
let's just. Why don't we just Google it? And Google will tell us.
Because you know the internet is always right.
No, see, it says it does. The right ear is the gay ear, and the left ear is the straight ear.
So if you get both pierced,
well, I'm me, so I'm gay. So
there you go.
I'm super gay.
I was gonna say that's why you have. That's why he said he has two.
Actually,
gay ears.
Actually, if I have both of them pierced, that just means I'm bisexual.
Oh shit!
Musical guest, 2 gay ears. And your host, Miley Cyrus.
George Michael's not the musical guest?
George Michael can't be the guest anymore. Didn't he? He passed away 5 years ago?
So did Bob Barker 5 times.
Hey, whoa. No spoilers. No spoilers. No spoilers. We're gonna get to Happy Trails later. We got a triple Happy Trails today.
Andy, how are you?
I was gonna say I'm proud of him for getting as close to 100 without going over.
Ooh, stealing my jokes now?
Yeah, shut up. Shut up. My podcast, my jokes. You're just my You're just my guest host.
The guest host, yes.
As I'm holding a bottle of wine.
That's so rude of you. I can't believe that you're calling me a guest again. I would like to submit my form for permanent residency on this podcast.
I thought you were going to say you're going to start a blog.
What is this, 1998, bud?
2005-ish. Get on your MySpace. Change Nick off your top 8.
I was going to say, no, I've been booted off your top 8. Me and my Zombies Ate My Neighbor's profile background got booted from your top 8.
You deserve it. You're so mean to me. You're an online cyber bully.
I am. I barely know how to use online. How can I be a cyber bully? I'm terrible with modern technology.
Sure you are. That's what they all say. All right, I feel like we are getting way off track here. Andrew, how are you, bud? Let's get back. What's been new with you?
Well, I took that Chicago trip and went to see Simple Plan at Sum 41. That was super fun. And then I got back and worked. And fired about 3 more people.
You say you saw a Simple Plan. Did you see Simple Plan Sum 41 and The Offspring?
Yeah, but we had to leave early because my girlfriend's daughter got sick because she got overexerted during Simple Plan during Scooby-Doo.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say my buddy was it down at
Chicago.
Oh, you saw him in Chicago.
Yep.
Okay, so my buddy that I work with also went to go see them, but it was down in Verizon Wireless, and he said The Offspring sucked, but everything else was great.
Oh, yeah, didn't make it that far.
I was gonna ask if this was true or not.
No, we barely heard half of Sum 41, which was, my girlfriend was kind of pissed because she wanted to hear them specifically, but whatever. But it is what it is when you have a kid sticking around.
I wouldn't know because I don't ever plan on having kids and letting them ruin my fun.
I don't know. My son and I went. I guess I'm not gonna. Andy, are you done?
Yes.
Good. Because my son and I had a bro day on a Saturday. We went golfing and went to the arcade at Putt Putt. Which, by the way, I don't know. When's the last time you guys went to Putt Putt in town? I'm just kind of curious.
Probably a decade ago.
I'm probably with you.
I was gonna say, you and I were there last July.
Last summer. Yeah.
Well, we got to go back because they took the the birthday room. They took that out, and they have officially added a retro arcade.
Hey, you were asking about that last time.
I know. I was like, there's got to be something in
time.
town. Yeah, like I walked past it because I was taking Watson to the bathroom because he had to pee, and I'm walking past it, and I had to look twice, and it was like retro arcade now open, and I looked through the window, and it was Street Fighter 2. It had Dig Dug. It had Pac-Man. I'm trying to think what else it had. I think it had Commander or Defender, one of the two. Burger Time, and they weren't like the one-ups. They were like the old school cabinets, and they all worked, and they looked phenomenal.
Oh man, there goes all my quarters. I don't think my girlfriend's going to let me get my allowance early again this week.
Oh, boom, 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 boom. No, you can still have your allowance because there's no Dragon's Lair there, so there's not one that's going to eat like $10 worth of quarters.
But I can go through like $50.
Is Putt Putt still doing tokens?
Yeah, they're still doing tokens. It was kind of a weird thing because my son and daughter love going to Chuck E. Cheese, and I've had my gripes with Chuck E. Cheese before, but one of the biggest gripes is they don't have tokens or tickets anymore. Like everything's on a card.
That closed forever ago.
Yeah, I know. And everything's on a card. And it's like you don't get the thrill of the kill. It's like if you win 1,000 tickets, to see 1,000 tickets pop out, it just pops onto your card. Like I think we were playing one of the games where it was the cannonball guy where you had to pull the lever up and then drop it and then shoot him and try to get him to land on one of the platforms. I won 60 tokens because I hit one of the buildings and they just started popping out, and Watson had to walk backwards because there were so many popping out and his eyes were huge. I think he's like, what the hell am I going to do with all these tickets? I'm going to go get 2 suckers today.
That's 2 Tootsie Rolls right there.
That's exactly 2 Tootsie Rolls and maybe a spider ring if you can swing it.
There's always a spider ring involved.
Naturally. Also, I have a confession to make. I said that me and Hotline Miami weren't getting along, and then we were in like. I think we have moved our relationship to the next level.
Hate.
So like
we are in like right now because I'm actually started to speedrun that game.
Where can they find you?
They can find me speedrunning this game horrifically at twitch.tv/WellyTime. I like how you did that, Andy. I like how you plugged my channel for me. I appreciate that.
That's what I get for being the mod.
That's exactly right. But yeah, I got my time. I got my first under an hour at 58 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah, and then I PB'd again. It was going to be at 54 or 55, but the stream cut out halfway through, so I couldn't get an official time, but I'm working towards getting that under 50 because if I get I think it's under 51 minutes because I'm playing on the Xbox One. So if I get it under 51 minutes, that means that I will be the official world record holder for just Xbox One for Hotline Miami on speedrun.com. Now, not the world record holder because the world record's 22 minutes. That's absurd.
Gotta get it on the PC so you can move your mouse fast.
I thought about it, but man, I don't know. I've been playing console games way too long to switch now.
Fair.
I mean, I'm playing Valheim with Ari and Sextet. Shout out to the New Yorkers. I've been playing Valheim with them lately, and the first question I asked was, "Can I play this with a controller?"
Most PC games you can anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I was able to play The only one I don't think I was able to play, I wasn't able to play Phasmo. I played Phasmo with Ninja a couple weeks ago, and I wasn't able to use a controller. Shout out Ninja. Wasn't able to use a controller for that one. I actually had to use the keyboard and mouse like a Neanderthal. And Andy was coughing. Cut this out.
Well, I put myself on mute, so hopefully.
Oh, gotcha. Well, I'm just saying. See, I'm trying to be cordial here. I'm trying to be a good co-host, but
you're a terrible co-host.
Well, you're a terrible guest host. Shut up.
Oh.
Them's fighting words. I'm sorry. I love you so much. Please don't leave me.
I'm quitting the podcast.
Those are words I regret. We wet.
All righty.
I am very tired. Oh, boy. Anything else before we hop into this week's game?
How much relish is on your notebook today?
None. Cleaned it all off.
All right.
But the dog did chew on a corner.
Because it was relished still?
Oh, probably. Yeah, well, there's the relish stain over here on the corner. But, yeah, lovely Sky got into our corner. But it's okay. And I think I'm running out of space in this notebook anyway, because the next page is an old grocery list.
All right. Is he going to get the groceries or is he not? Is it oranges or is it a video game? I don't know.
Strawberries, blueberries. Oh, I appreciate that my wife actually, one of the very few times she actually put cherries on a grocery list. The best fruit in the world. Most delicious fruit ever. At me.
What? I didn't hear you say watermelon, so...
You're trying to do that thing again, aren't you? You son of a bitch. You're trying to do that thing again, aren't you? You know exactly what you're doing, sir.
You hear that, everybody? Weldy hates watermelon.
God, why do I talk to you people?
What do you mean, you people?
Oh,
oh my God, I hate you so much.
Time to get canceled again.
What was the episode of Family Guy where Peter won the lottery and he turned the house into Pee-wee's Playhouse, and he turned Brian into Zombie? He's like, say it, and Brian goes, Mecca high, God, I hate you so much.
I love you too,
but
bud.
anyway, I love you so much. I mean, I love you so much. I'm going to give you a super difficult game because you got to be humbled. You went 7-0 last week.
Yeah.
And Andy, you need to be unhumbled because you went
2-5. That sucked.
Don't worry, there's no Madonna on this one. But I think it's going to tie into the category for. Very rarely do I have a game that ties into the category for the episode, but this one does. And I hope you guys are ready for it. All right, is it this or is it that? Andy and Ricky have to choose. All right, you guys ready?
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. So your category for today is, hi, I'm Sonic, and you're watching Disney Channel.
Was he on Disney?
I mean, possibly.
No, if he was on anything, he would have been on like
Fox.
Yeah, I was gonna say Fox or
ABC.
Like
I can't remember.
ABC Family before it became Freeform. And
I just remember there's that weird Sonic cartoon, and there's like furry stuff going on, but Sonic's always been like about furries, so who the hell knows?
Shout out furries. All right, so hi, I'm Sonic, you're watching Disney Channel. So I'm going to give you guys a list of 7 titles. You have to tell me if each of the titles is either a game made for the Sega Saturn or a former defunct Disney Channel TV show.
Ooh. I might have this one. I don't know.
How much do you remember about the old Disney Channel? And I'm talking like The Adventures of Gummy Bears.
Ooh.
Oh, I was going to say, I just brought everybody back to like 1993, didn't I? Bouncing here and there and everywhere.
Is it the weed Gummy Bears?
Although that would be really funny if like Adult Swim made the same version of Gummy Bears, but they were all on marijuana. That'd be great. All right. Number 1, Bug. With an exclamation point. B-U-G exclamation point.
That's a Sega game.
I'm going to go defunct show.
It is. It's a Saturn. It's a Saturn early 3D platformer.
Oh, yes.
So, yes. Sorry. I
was like, no.
I know. I let Andy
he just said yes. What?
Well, I forgot. I thought you were going to say the same thing he said, and then you said something different, so I just agreed with you. It was the power of subtle suggestion over here. On the retro
I am
smashed,
right.
Yeah, the retro smashed internet television air channel radio network.
Yep.
All right, and as always, you guys keep your own scores. Number 2, Star versus the Forces of Evil.
That's definitely
Disney.
an old show.
Yes, it is an old show. It was from July of 06 to March of 2009.
That wasn't that old.
That's not that old.
Oh, there's one on here that was like a few years ago, but it's still defunct.
Well, fair.
I didn't say it had to be old. I said it had to be a defunct
Oh.
former Disney Channel show. I didn't say how old it was.
Former Disney star.
Oh, God, a lot of those former Disney stars are not doing great right now.
Not too many child actors are good.
They are not doing great right
Pretty
now.
much freaking Hannah Montana. That's about it. What's her name?
I wonder if it has anything to do with their parents being straight up abusive to them and forcing them to be actors, so then they can live vicariously through them. That can't be it, is it?
No.
Oh wait, you're saying no, Andy? I gave him the points for that one. I was saying, yeah, you're absolutely right. Child stars. Number 3, Amphibia.
That sounds like a
Saturn game.
No, Disney Channel show.
Oh.
It was from June of 2019 to May of 2022.
real recent.
So that was like last year
Do you have
recent.
what the show was about?
I don't.
Okay.
Because I didn't take that detailed notes because I really, God, I don't care. Number 4. Number 4, Astra Superstars.
You see,
Oh, no.
I
Disney.
want to say a Disney show, but I'm gonna go with Saturn again. F it, video game.
Well, there you go. It's a good thing you did that because it is a Saturn 2D fighting game. All right, so I don't know what's the score. Yeah, I was gonna say, are you guys tied at 2?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep,
all right.
tied up 2-2.
This one, I think, I really like this one here. Number 5, Mech X4.
That sounds like a video game, but I'm going to say a Disney game because I think you're trying to trick me.
I'm gonna go. That's definitely Mac X4. I'm gonna say that's a video game.
No, Disney Channel show. Yes. You took the bait.
Poopsticks.
November of 2016 to August of 2018, it was on the very short-lived Disney XD.
Oh, that's where that camp TV show was. Oh, no. What's the name of that show?
Camp Rock? What the hell are you talking about? Camp Rock was a Disney show.
No, it's 2 kids, Dipper and Mabel, and they go live with their
Gravity
grandpa.
Falls.
Yes.
Gravity Falls. Yes, there you go. As soon as you said Mabel, I was like, oh, yeah, Gravity Falls. Yeah, that
That
was
show
also,
was awesome.
that was also, yes, good show, also on Disney XD. Number 6, Johnny Bazooka-Tone.
Video game.
Okay, Ricky.
I'm going video game because I got to be right at some point here.
You are. Yes, you're both correct.
Sweet.
It was a Saturn side-scroller. Maximum Magazine gave it a whopping 1 out of 5 stars.
Maxim? Why are they doing video
No,
games?
Maximum.
Oh. I was like, well, we're done reviewing stripper ladies with their bikinis. Time to do video games.
Hey, we're saving that for the ESRB section here. So you're spoiling this
I
podcast
guess.
episode all over the place. What the hell's the matter with you?
I can't hold it in.
I guess not. Well, you better get it out for number 7 because you better get out your Whiz. WHIZZ. Whiz.
I'm going TV show.
Yeah, me too.
No, it's a Saturn isometric platform game, which apparently was also very bad.
I guess.
Just do who won that? I don't even know.
I had 4. I think Ricky had 3.
Yeah, I only got 3, so Andy got me.
Bing, 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 bing.
I'm surprised you guys got only half. Like I like to trip you guys up, see if you guys got you guys are only half. So I feel like I won that one.
House wins.
Yeah, I was gonna say the house wins that one. That was an impressive outing from me. Round of applause for your boy. I'm the only one in the room clapping. Didn't get
There's
that.
2 of us. And
Yeah, why
lost,
would I
so I'm
clap
not
for you? Boo.
Because it was it's an amazing game. And speaking of amazing games, our category for this week, Capcom Disney games, which I'm really surprised we had talked about doing Capcom Disney games and regular Disney games, but I think we're going to narrow this one, but there are some other Disney games I want to talk about after this one, but let's get the Capcom Disney games out of here first. You guys said you'd been playing them for the past couple weeks. I played them. I played some a little bit in the Disney Afternoon collection. Is there any ones, Ricky, you can go first. Which ones do you want to highlight right away? Because there's, according to Wikipedia, there's 21 games that were both Disney and made by Capcom, following 21 pages in this category out of 21 total.
Well, if I had to highlight any initially, one of which would definitely be in that Disney Afternoon pack, which would end up being the Chippendales Rescue Rangers.
Yep, I was gonna bring that up too.
It's so fun.
Game.
I specifically remember setting up one of my best friends as a kid up until 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning playing that game on repeat. 2-player, or just going through and just beating the game over and over and over. It was a really fun time. Honestly, I would not mind. I recently replayed it again this past week just to get the brain juices refreshed on it, but I would totally be down to play 2-player again in the near future with somebody.
Did you ever beat Top Cat?
I did. So this past week, I beat him by myself. It was a bit of a hassle getting there. That one took me a while, and I had to literally save every time I got to a new level just so that I could reload it after getting murder-fied.
Oh, see,
you guys can kiss my ass, all right? I don't have that much time on my hands.
No, I felt like that game. I played Chippendale a little bit because I did crack out the Afternoon Collection to review this. I felt like that game was less bullshit than, I mean, there was some hitboxes in that game that were just atrociously bad.
And if you're playing 2-player too, where you're just tossing boxes and balls at each other's heads, and then one guy's like, and then.
I'm like, there's a couple instances where I was playing as Dale and I'm jumping over an enemy and I very clearly clear the enemy, but my hitbox is large and their hitbox is large and I take a hit for that. I'm like,
the game is always right.
The game is never right. What the hell are you talking about? Especially in this case.
So are you saying that you weren't right earlier and you should not have won the game?
I didn't win the game. You won. Andy won the game.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I should have won because I created such a great game. So we all get participation
walking it back.
That's wrong with these dang kids today.
Damn kids don't even know what it's like to win a full game.
I think the furthest I got with like on a regular was to the library with the kangaroos.
Yeah. Yes, which was absolute. That was bullshit.
Like that's about as far as I can get without like constantly dying.
Yeah, like save scumming or anything like that. Yeah. No, and it's okay. I mean, if you save scum, that's how I got through Super Castlevania 4 because I didn't have time to keep, starting over and replaying it. I'm like, once I got the Castlevania collection, I'm like, I'm going to save every new screen I can get. I mean, there's no shame in that.
Just to clarify, as a kid, we did beat Rescue Rangers. That was a thing. Like, we actually beat it all the way through. Now, as an adult, just because I wanted to play through it just to get a refresher on it, and I didn't want to sit up and play it for 6 to 8 hours straight, and just keep restarting all over again, then I did decide that I just wanted to save and, reload when I died.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Was it an oven? Am I remembering this right? It was either an oven or maybe it was like a dish sink handle that you jump on and it would screw the other player over if you did it just right.
Oh, God. It was a sink. It was a sink of
boiling.
Yeah,
so there was the
water,
pot
right?
of boiling water.
Okay.
And then there were also the faucets that you could turn on and off and you could fuck somebody over.
Yeah, I did that to my
Honestly,
brother
isn't that the point of playing 2-player games where you're supposed to be co-oping with each other and next thing you know, you're just screwing each other or like, oh, fuck you, man. And then next thing you know, the whole game, even up to the final boss, you're like, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck you.
Well, if you timed it right, when you toss the box or whatever at the other player, they can catch it and then toss it back. I always did that too because Ben would get mad at me, so he'd toss the box at me, so I'd catch it and toss it right back and knock him out.
Terrible older brother.
Brotherly love. Have anybody to play 2 players with and those kind of games. I didn't. So I always played 1 player and I always sucked at them. And then I tried them again now that I'm an adult and I still suck at them. I sucked at Tailspin. I played that.
I played that one recently. That one sucked. Man,
that one, I think the most frustrating, I think the thing that I didn't like about Tailspin was the fact that you can't rapid fire, and the fact that whenever it's not like a Gradius game, even though it looks like a Gradius game. Like when you move laterally up and down the screen, in Gradius, the ship will stay parallel to the ground. But in Tailspin, if you go up, the plane will go up at an angle. Or if you go down, it'll go down at an angle.
Oh, weird.
So it'll go down at like a 45-degree angle if you're going down, or go up at a 45-degree if I'm going up. And that's an extremely steep learning curve.
And it was looked like Gradius or whatever, like the eagle eye, like you're looking down at the plane.
That's more like No, that's more like 1945. 1945,
Okay.
you're looking like directly straight down. Gradius is where you're like on the left side of the screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like
you're
your
going
ship
left
is on
to
the
right.
left side of the screen,
You're not
and then the
going-
background's moving. Yeah, you're moving left to right, even though
Okay.
you're technically not moving forward. It's one of those things. But yeah, the thing that really screwed me over with that game was the fact that when you move up and down, and the fact that there's no rapid fire. So I'm like trying to shoot 15 different enemies at the same time, and I can only shoot one bullet. I'm like, what are you doing, Blue? Shoot faster.
I used to do a really good Blue, but I can't remember any of his catchphrases.
The bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife.
Copyright strike.
I mean the bare
Okay, we got cut it. Cut it.
Gotta cut that. Let's see. Did you guys play the rest of the afternoon pack? Like, was there anything else that stood out besides for, I guess, DuckTales and DuckTales 2? I thought, okay, so Ari Babel, shout out to our resident former co-host, Ari Babel. She will say, she speed runs the original DuckTales, and she's a beast at it. But she says Chip and Dale is more bullshit than DuckTales. I feel like DuckTales is more bullshit than Chip and Dale.
Yeah, I agree. DuckTales is way more bullshit.
I rented DuckTales when I was a kid, and I had to return it because I could not beat the first level because I couldn't figure it out. And I didn't beat that game until I was probably like 15th or so, when I was like, oh, now I know what the hell I'm doing. I'm not some dumb 8-year-old.
Which is weird because it's like in that game. So I told you that I played the remastered version of DuckTales, which, by the way, I 1,000% recommend anybody to play. Like, if you played any of these Disney games, I 1,000% recommend doing the remastered version of DuckTales. The thing about that is, in the remastered version of DuckTales, the level part is easy, but the boss fights are an absolute chore. But in the OG version of DuckTales, it's the opposite. Like, traversing through the levels is an absolute pain in the ass, but the boss fights are absolute cake. And that was a steep learning curve too.
I just know the moon music was like top tier music of all games ever.
Don't clip it. Don't clip it. I got copyright hell for that.
Oh yeah.
It was for the remastered version. It was the moon theme. It was the stage select screen and the actual DuckTales theme, which was like full orchestra. I think we discussed that before.
Yep. I was waiting for it.
Well, you can't say DuckTales without just wanting to sing the theme song. Yeah.
Life is like a hurricane.
No, you just said it. Don't get copyright.
I can do karaoke to it.
What?
That's the point of the copyright strike. Like, I can sing karaoke all I want, but I just can't actually play the song. Like, I can sing any of Steven Seagal's music, but I don't know if you can play the song.
I think Steven Seagal would be very happy for the pre-publicity that someone would be willing to give him for his music, and would probably actually send you a check to keep doing it.
I don't know. If Steven Seagal sent us each $100 check,
hey, I'll take it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would totally be like, yeah, we're sampling his music.
The most money we made on this podcast ever.
Yeah, I mean, because it's hard work being down here in this cave. But, it's not hard work listening to Tales from the Crystal Cave by Steven Seagal. This 13 song collection is like an orgasm for your ears. For your ear holes.
Did you guys enjoy playing? Did you guys enjoy playing that Darkwing Duck game?
Well, I was gonna say, don't ever say Steven Seagal and orgasm in the same sentence ever again.
There you go. That's what you get. That's what you get. I liked Darkwing Duck. It's a little janky. It felt very Bionic Commando a little bit.
Yep, that's fun though.
But there were some spots in that game that were bullshit too. But man, that game looks great.
I enjoyed
that game
playing
looked great
it
for the time.
Like when I played it this past week, I enjoyed it. And I don't know, it's just like that background music of hearing the Darkwing Duck, that jazz saxophone. Even in 16-bit version, it was still pretty amazing.
Yep. Oh yeah. The music for that game was great.
So yeah, music was great. Game as a whole was not.
Okay. Let's see. Just for the afternoon collection that was released back in 2017, Metacritic by itself gave it 75, 76, and 78 out of 100, respectively. Just pretty much got 7s across the board. Pretty positive review, which I'm not 100% sure. Like, how do you give that? Like, it's a collection of games. Like, how do you give that a
very
7?
Easily? Not all those games are that great.
Yeah, that is fair. That is fair. I did like DuckTales, but I did not get into DuckTales 2 that much. I wasn't a big fan.
I don't think I ever played that one either.
I sampled a little bit of all of them, But like I said, I like the original Chip 'n Dale, and I didn't really get into Chip 'n Dale 2. But let's go over some other games that were made by Capcom that weren't on here. One of the greatest games ever, Adventures in the Magic Kingdom.
I don't remember playing this game, if I did play it at all, honestly. Andy, this sounds like it might be more up your alley, bud.
No, I think I've only seen Ari play it, and that's about it.
Only because I told her to, because it was a game that I grew up with, and I was never able to beat it. I loved the car section, and like when I was younger and I played it, but man, I didn't get past the Haunted Mansion, and I didn't get past the Pirates of the Caribbean part. Other than that, like I really enjoyed the the Raceway, the Tomorrowland Raceway section, but I didn't know any of the trivia questions, so I just kind of ran around when I was younger, just redoing the car section over and over and over. In case you were curious, for that game, Total Magazine gave the game an overall score of 44 out of 100. Criticizing the game being unoriginal, having many glitches, easy gameplay that is boring with terrible collision detection, concluding, quote, Mickey's no Mario in this collection of substandard sub-games with a flimsy Disney connection.
Big oof. They really punched him in the gut.
Savage. What else is on here? We got Super Nintendo Bonkers.
I've never played that.
Let's go bonkers,
No, I didn't
bonkers, bonkers, bonkers.
Bonkers. It's totally nuts.
I didn't play it. I don't think I played it. No, I did not play it. So
next here on the list, they had Chip 'n Dale 2, Electric Boogaloo, Darkwing Duck, Disney's Aladdin.
Yeah, I just pulled up the Wikipedia on that. It looks like the Capcom version, the one that Capcom did, was for the Super Nintendo, where the Sega was not Capcom. If I'm reading this
Yeah,
correctly?
done by Virgin Games, which is disappointing because I always liked the Sega version better.
Yeah.
I feel like the Sega version was more colorful. The music was better, and it wasn't just that, it was the actual gameplay and the platforming was a lot more crisp. Like, I can be like, oh, the graphics and music is so much better, but the gameplay sucked. No. That was one of the very few games where the actual gameplay and the platforming was a lot more crisp than the Super Nintendo version.
Yeah, which is sad because that was Capcom.
You're right, yeah. You feel like Capcom kind of mailed it in a little bit.
Yeah.
So, what did you guys think about trying to escape the Cave
Let's
of
see.
Wonders on the Magic Carpet? What did you think about that? Did it get your blood pumping the way it got mine pumping?
Angrily.
I was gonna say that has some like Battletoads flashbacks.
Yeah, oh, Jesus. That's Battletoads talking about beating my brother up.
This whole episode is just gonna be about Andy beating up on his brother, and it's gonna be great.
Shout out beating up on your sibling.
I'll shout that out.
right there with what did you say last time? Putting a pillow over your wife's mouth.
Smothering your wife with a pillow.
There you go. God,
Yeah. No, I didn't put that on there. Did I put that on there? No, you told me not to. You told me not to. I was gonna put smothering your wife with a pillow under our shout outs, but I didn't do it.
I'll shout it out.
We're updating. We have smothering your wife with a if I can spell, with a pillow. And wait, what were we just talking about? What were we just shouting? Beating up on siblings.
Yes.
There we go. Next to Skeletor, Ed Boon, Shining Force 2, Daddy Todd, Bruce Campbell, and the Triads.
God damn it.
Just in case. Now we have smothering your wife with a pillow and beating up on siblings. There we go. Wonderful. Moving down on the list. I know, I'm just there. That's how you do a segue, kids. Moving down on the list, Disney's Hide and Seek, Disney's Magical Mirror starring Mickey Mouse.
No, never heard of either.
Disney's Magical Quest. That was one of the games I had to speedrun. I think that was one of the games I had to speedrun in order to...
For Sweet 16?
Yeah, for Super 16. Although I don't know if it was this one. No, surely not. Because it was like an early childhood kids puzzle game. That was the one I had to speedrun. Sure if it was this one or not. I got to go back and look it up. But it was something like that. It was like Magical Mirror, Magical Quest. It was featuring Mickey Mouse. It wasn't Mickey Mousecapades. Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse. DuckTales. Oh, Capcom did do DuckTales Remastered.
Yep.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, shout them out for that one. Hell yeah. Even didn't do well across the board. Xbox Magazine gave it an 8.5 out of 10. That's the highest it got.
Yeah.
Oh, Electronic Gaming Monthly gave it an 8.5 out of 10.
All right.
Game Informer gave it 8s across the board for everything, but here's a 5 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 3 out of 5.
Oof.
Metacritic, PC got a 66, but the PS3 got a 75, and the Xbox 360 got a 70 out of 100. I feel like that's kind of low.
What'd you say? 75 out of 100. That's like a C, like maybe a C minus, C plus, probably around that range. So yeah, that's probably why it seems low.
Yeah, pretty low.
C's get degrees, kids. Just remember that. You know what they call the doctor that got the lowest score in his graduating class?
A doctor.
A doctor.
The one you don't want to go to.
A serial killer.
Hey, everybody.
They call him
Hi, Dr. Nick.
They call him Dr. Spaceman. That's a 30 Rock. That's a 30 Rock reference for you losers.
God, I didn't think we were going to get a 30 Rock reference tonight. I skipped right over 30 Rock and watched Parks and Rec. Sorry.
30 Rock is way... me and the little missus, we just set up and rewatched all 7, I think it's 7 seasons. It's either 7 or 8 seasons of 30 Rock. We just binged all of them recently. Fantastic show.
They only had 7 seasons?
Yeah, 7 seasons. They were fans.
7 seasons, really?
They knew when to end it.
Canceled because of the other writer's strike.
They did, honestly. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. It was around 2012, 2013, yeah.
The first writer's strike?
Yeah, one of them, yes.
One of them, yes.
The first bigger one.
Was that the one where David Letterman grew out his beard?
I think
until the strike was over.
I just remember My Name is Earl just completely collapsing, and I was so mad because that was one of my favorite shows.
God, fell apart before they even hit episode 100.
Sad.
Moving on.
Goof Troop. Did you bring that up?
Yep, that was next on the list. Goof Troop. One of the best co-op games. Like couch co-op games.
I didn't play that either. I don't know how I missed it.
That was hard. That was a game that was hard to play by yourself, but it was great to play with somebody else. Eric and I played that. I love me some Goof Troop.
I didn't get a chance to play Goof Troop, actually, but some of these games, I honestly would not mind going back in no matter how terrible they are and just giving it a second go at it.
You think it's because we're like a little older? Like, okay, so define second go. Because I tried Chip and Dale and DuckTales when I was younger, and then I tried it again as an adult, and I feel like it was just as hard. Like, I didn't have any faster of a reaction time or anything like that. Like, I still suck at these games.
I think it's because I'm older that I'm more so willing to give a second chance to games that I might have found to be more difficult when I was younger. Just because I'm like, well, now that I'm older, I my brain works a little bit better and I get it. So maybe I might be able to, have a better chance at getting through the game and completing it.
I've got one case where that is true, and I have one case where that is false.
Well, let's hear it.
Which games?
The game where that is a true concept, for me, Super Metroid.
Yeah.
Okay.
The game where that concept is false, Link to the Past.
Oh. Ouch. 2
of the greatest games ever created, and it is polar opposites for you, boy. Like, I don't get it. I don't get the... I'm not. That's a whole different episode.
Yeah,
that's a whole different episode. I am in a love-hate relationship with
Link
to the Past. Yes, but man, I am in love with Super Metroid. We've been married for a few years now. So, let's see. Moving on along the list, The Little Mermaid. I didn't know there was a Little Mermaid game.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I was curious about that.
Think of anything Disney from the early 90s, right smack in their new golden era. And they probably put out a video game and or a TV show for it because they were like, yeah, this is it. We found our new generation here.
Well, we'll get to those here in a minute because there's a couple more on the list that weren't Capcom titles, but you're absolutely correct with, movies that came out that had their video game counterpart with it, but weren't necessarily made by Capcom. And we'll get to those here in a second. We'll just finish up the list here. Magical Tetris Challenge, a puzzle game by Capcom for the N64 and PlayStation. So that was a late one. It's one of the very few Nintendo 64 games to be entirely in 2D and got positive-ish. It was better on the Game Boy Color. Oh, wow. IGN gave it a 10 out of 10 on the Game Boy Color.
Oh, dang.
Oh, wow.
And gave it a 7.8 out of 10 on the N64. Huh. Interesting. That's funky. I kind of want to read that review, but I won't do it today. Mickey Mouse. There's Mickey Mousecapade.
Yep.
The Mickey's Dangerous Chase.
Mickey Mousecapades is one of the first NES games I ever owned.
That's the one that's famously riffed on Game Grumps.
Oh,
and
really?
it was destroyed by like some angry video game nerd like wannabe.
Oh.
And that's who they made fun of in that one. They're like, Mickey Mouse, voiced of all. come on, game designers. Come on, game designers. Rounding out the list, Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge. I remember that. I remember hearing about that one. I never got a chance to play it. Tailspin, played that. Thought it was garbage. And Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
And that one, I had to double check, that was for the Game Boy.
Yes.
The NES, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, is a different developer.
Oh, boom, 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 boom.
And the NES Roger Rabbit game was hard as hell because you had to get in Benny the Cab and drive around. It was like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles kind of game where you're in the van.
Ah.
And then you'd find spots. Yep. And then you were Eddie and you could like wind up a punch, but you had to time it right because if you didn't, you'd miss the punch and then the guy would just kill you. Then there was a riddle section where you run into the weasels and you had to answer the riddle. If you didn't, then that would cost you life, and then you just go back to the beginning and start all the way over. It was I'd never beat that game.
Oh my
God!
God.
That was the NES one.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's like $8, whatever it was, wasted on my 8-year-old's allowance.
$8 wasted. Was that the worst when you rented a bag? You did chores all week, got an allowance, and then rented a bad game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ugh. Like first world problems, I understand, but God bless. That's terrible.
Was there any other? Now, the one I saw had Toy Story on there, but that was not the Super Nintendo Toy Story game that you and I were going to talk about.
Right. Oh, by the way, I did find it. Speaking of Disney games that weren't Capcom, it was Mickey's Ultimate Challenge. That was the one I had to run for Super 16.
Okay.
And it was easy as cake. It's a kids game until it got to like the clock puzzle shuffler. It was one of those where you had to like move. You ever know the handheld games that you have, the little plastic things where you move the numbers around and try to shuffle them in a certain order?
Oh, like it's just and you shuffle them and it turns into a picture?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you move it one square at a time.
Yeah.
You move one square over, one square over, one square over. Like that was the hardest part of that game. For some reason, that game was really super easy until that part, and then that part was developed by a fucking Harvard physicist. Let's move on a little bit to Disney games that weren't necessarily made by Capcom that you guys want to touch on. Andy, you go first. What were some of the ones that you played that were made by Disney but weren't necessarily Capcom games?
Well, I was bringing up that Toy Story on the Super Nintendo. I guess it's technically Pixar, but it's also Disney, whatever you want to say.
I say that, and I'm going to bring up a game here in just a second that I think technically counts, but we'll count it. We'll
okay.
neighborhood rule it.
That game I had fun playing that game, and it was also kind of like Darkwing Duck, where in Darkwing Duck on the or the regular Nintendo, you had to take your whip and like grab the hook and swing. You'd use Woody's pole chain on his back to swing across a bunch of hooks, and that was a pain in the ass. But later on in the game, it got a lot easier. There's a sneaking stage where you're at the Pizza Planet and you're in the cone and you got to sneak past, so it's like a Metal Gear Solid kind of thing. And then it goes into a Doom level where you're going into the rocket ship where the little aliens are, and then you're just it's a first person, but it's like Doom, and you're going around all these nooks and crannies and halls.
I don't remember that part of the game. I played this game too, but I don't remember that part.
And then I just remember you can smash a button. I can't remember what he says. Oh, he goes, "Hello." You just smash the button several times, and I don't know why that's just stuck in my head. And that was voiced by Tom Hanks' brother, Chet. Am I not mistaken?
Oh, I can do. No, it wasn't Chet. Was he the one that was in Battle Creek?
Probably. I'm looking up Tom Hanks' brother.
Oh, I can do this. Hold on. It wasn't Chet.
Jim.
What?
Jim Hanks. James Hanks.
What? Oh, I thought he had another brother.
He has another one named Larry, who's older.
Oh, well, apparently not.
Chet is his son.
I forgot my Hanks family tree. Sorry. If you want to unsubscribe from the podcast for that, then I completely understand.
I'm unsubscribing right now.
I was going to say, you might as well for my lack of Hanks family tree knowledge.
That boy ain't right.
Ricky, what were some of the Disney games that weren't necessarily Capcom that you enjoyed?
Kingdom Hearts.
There it
What?
was. I thought I was going to wait for
Ew.
somebody to say it.
Blah. Gross.
I-
I hated that game.
I had to be a troll and say it, so yes. And that's not even me being a troll. That's just me being. I enjoy Kingdom Hearts. I'm sorry. I won't even apologize for liking a game. So whatever. How could you
I
possibly?
tried so hard to get into that game,
How could you possibly hate
and I could not
Final Fantasy with Disney characters?
because of that gummy spaceship bullcrap area stuff that you had to do. Like I could. Oh, I hated that section.
Well, maybe you should give it another shot. But it's only been 20 years since you've probably played it.
Yeah, maybe. There's only like 4 more out there. There's another game I wanted to bring up. It was like a Tony Hawk game, but it had a bunch of Disney characters in it. And the one level I distinctly remember is your Tarzan and you're like skating down vines.
Oh, actually, I did play. I'm glad you said that. I did play Disney's Tarzan, where that was like actually the game. Like it was just you were just Tarzan, like skating down trees and vines and shit, and fighting cheetahs and gorillas.
Oh, here we go. It's called Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure for the GameCube.
Can we all be in agreement that Clayton's death in Tarzan is like a top 5 darkest moment in Disney animated history? Can we just go out and say that real quick? I feel like we have the Disney conversation once every like 3 to 4 months.
Sure. I mean, is this the weird part where we go and we parlay into the top 5 Disney deaths ever, top 5 worst Disney deaths ever? Because
Yeah, I was gonna say
number 1 should definitely be.
Mufasa?
Well, I was gonna say number 1 should be Bambi's mom.
oh yeah, that's some trauma when you're like 5.
That movie was the reason that, fun fact, back in like 2000, AFI, American Film Institute, did like top 100 heroes and top 100 villains of all time. Which, by the way, in case you were curious, the number 1 hero was Atticus Finch from To Kill a Mockingbird, and the number 1 villain was Hannibal Lecter.
Huh.
But the reason I bring that up is because Man, they just said Man from Bambi was on that top 100 list.
Yep, I remember that. I remember reading that list, and that guy was ranked at like the top 5 or top 10 as like being the worst villains of all time. Just like, kerpow, goodbye, Bambi's mom. And next thing you know, it's like, Mom! And then it's like, it's spring!
Yeah. Some bipolar ass fucking movie for sure. And then straight into like, oh, it's time to get horny.
Yeah. 0 out of 10 would try that deer sausage though. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
I have had
0 out of 10 death would try that deer sausage though.
I have had deer sausage recently from when I worked in hotels. One of my regulars, she brought in some deer summer sausage, and that shit was fire.
Yeah.
Oh,
Deer
it's
jerky.
amazing, isn't it? Deer sausage and deer
Yeah,
jerky is to die
some
for.
shit. She like home. She
Bambi's mom died.
yeah. I'm sorry, Bambi, but your mom, she is delicious to mwah, 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 fucking eat.
Damn.
Your mom goes great with a good Colby Jack.
Jesus.
It didn't dawn on me when you had brought up other Disney games, but have either of you ever played Disney's Epic Mickey?
I've always wanted to play that, but I never got around to playing it.
Yeah, that
looked great.
fun.
That was it was pretty fun. I enjoyed playing it when I played it on the Wii, and I wanted to follow up and play the second one that came out, and I never got around to it. But that's definitely back on my list now that I think about it.
I'm looking on the Wikipedia page, and there's a trio of games that I want to bring up, and I don't know if it necessarily counts. They don't necessarily count as Disney games, but according to the Wikipedia page, because they were either Disney produced or Disney Studios or games who do not fit in the above list of franchises that don't belong listed above, like Roger Rabbit, it was under the miscellaneous Disney games part. The first one was the absolute dumpster tire fire home improvement power tool pursuit.
Does that count as it was ABC, I guess? Buena Vista?
See, and that's where, like, I also want to bring up Zombies Ate My Neighbors, because technically that's a Disney movie, and I have a very hot take with that, by the way, because I was telling Andy before we started. So Zombies Ate My Neighbors was made by LucasArts, which was therein bought by Disney. So that officially means, and I'm going to put this out there, that Julie from Zombies Ate My Neighbors is officially a Disney princess. Are we in agreement or no?
I was blown away that when you told me that, I was like, that's weird that they bought LucasArts and then later on bought the Star Wars name, because LucasArts is, well, George Lucas. But it makes sense. Disney's a corporate overlord, so they just bought everything and there is.
Well, yeah, you meet George Lucas in Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Oh, is he like at the end credits?
Yeah, in instead of doing one of the very creative things that game does, instead of doing like a full credits, they do a credits level. So you play it like an actual level, but like all the artists and game designers and all of them are all in that level somewhere. You just like run into them, and then it'll be a blurb that pops up like George Lucas, owner, or Jim Johnson, lead developer, or something like that. And they're all like sitting at their desks smiling, and there's, you're being chased by zombies and stuff, and there's all kinds of stuff. It's a very creative way to do the credits level. But there was one other game that I'm so glad was on here because we never get to talk about it. And I feel like it's one of those games that got absolutely swept over in the early 2010s. Split Second.
I don't recall that game.
Can't call it at all.
It's a racing game developed by BlackRock Studio and Disney Interactive Studios for the Microsoft, Windows, PS3, and 360. So basically, you take place in a reality TV show. You're in a racing show. So you essentially think of like Death Race a little bit.
All right.
Think of Need for Speed and Death Race and Mario Kart like rolled into one, but it's like a lot more realistic because you build points by like drafting and drifting and, taking shortcuts and stuff. And when you build up enough points, you can trigger a power play. So you trigger a power play, like you can trigger an upcoming event to take out like a car in front of you or something. Like you can trigger an avalanche or an explosion or something like that. And it's not like one of those like cartoony games. It's a really super realistic game. It's like it looks like a Need for Speed. It still looks like a great game to this day. Like a Need for Speed kind of game.
Did it change the level design after you did like an avalanche and then
it'll like alter the track.
Okay, I think I remember playing that game once.
And I'm so happy because that was one of the very few games that like nobody's heard of, but it got like great reviews across the board, and I'm so happy it did because I loved it. Yeah, I got an A from oneup.com, got an 8.5 from IGN, 8.25 from Game Informer. The game was commercially unsuccessful, only sold 86,000 copies in the first 12 games. Oh, and they canceled a sequel. That's sad.
Happy Trails.
Yeah, I was gonna say. All right, so let's go. Happy time, people! Play the music, Andy.
I'll just edit me singing.
Or you can just edit you saying, "I'm gonna edit me singing." First one I have here, and this is a personal favorite of mine. Happy 43rd birthday to the song "Sailing" by Christopher Cross. #1 song on the Billboard charts yesterday in 1980. It won Grammy Award for Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Arrangement of the Year, and helped him win Best New Artist Award.
Okay.
Love that game. Happy 31st anniversary Super Mario Kart.
Yep.
Released 31 years ago this week. Which I really should get back into speedrunning that.
Favorite level?
Oh, see, everybody wants to say Rainbow Road, but I like the Ghost Valleys because I always play as Koopa Troopa, and I feel like I have a little more grip on the Ghost Valleys. I get a little more speed.
Oh,
either that or Vanilla Lake 3, which is a really short level.
I'll go so far as to say Rainbow Road, and that's only because I suck at Mario Kart, and playing on Rainbow Road makes me feel like I have a slight advantage because everybody else sucks on Rainbow Road. So it's like, hey, I'm not the only one who sucks on this level, so this is kind of good.
You're all equally bad.
Mine was I can't look it up because I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, the Choco Islands can
Choco Island.
Choco Islands can kiss my ass. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying you're wrong.
I just like the music.
Oh, I guess I can meet you halfway. The music's good.
I won't meet you halfway at all.
Happy.
All right.
Happy 35th anniversary to Metallica's 4th studio album and arguably their best, And Justice for All. Released August 25th, 1988.
Is this the one that had Enter Sandman on it?
10 years before they got bad.
I believe so, yes.
That's a yes to both of our questions, by the way.
Wait, what was my question?
No, I said 10 years before they got bad.
Oh. Ow. Not very nice.
Is this right before?
Oh, speaking of things that happened,
Lars became like
Napster.
Yeah, jumped on Napster. It was like, when you guys download and steal my music, I can't buy my 4th golden Hummer.
I love the fact that he was doing that. I think it was him or Metallica. They were doing a concert for YouTube Live, and their music got copyright strike.
What the jeez?
Good.
They were doing their own music for a YouTube Live or something, and they got a copyright strike.
That's
from
fucked
YouTube.
up on both YouTube and on Metallica.
It was something along those lines.
God.
It was something crazy like that. Let's see. Happy, I can't do math. 26th, maybe? 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. 26th anniversary GoldenEye.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, released August 25th, 1997. Released in North America.
Were you guys part of the Nintendo Power? Get magazines?
No, my mom would let me
Nah,
get
man,
Nintendo Power.
that's definitely was
So-
not a thing. I had friends who had Nintendo Power.
Okay, did they let you watch the VHS that was mailed that was about the GoldenEye?
They absolutely did
making
not.
of?
Nope, they did not.
My friends,
If you can
my
find
friends
it on
don't love
YouTube,
me.
Take a look.
But I love you. I think
Lies. You won't even
I love you enough to
lies. You won't even add me as a full-time member to this podcast.
only if you adhere to the fact that the next song that is 24 years old this week is the greatest song ever created. And that was Higher by Creed.
Ugh.
Released 24 years ago, August 24th, 1999. Well, dreaming, my friend is over here. I'm afraid of hate.
My ears. Well, good night, everybody. It's the podcast.
So let's go there. It's a burning steel. Can you
Stop.
Can you take me higher?
Yeah.
No.
Bad news, audience. I probably won't be joining the next episode for this podcast. I think my run as co-host is ended with this.
Good. I scared him away. I scared them both away. Let's go.
I don't think you can.
Good luck running it by
Yeah,
yourself.
I don't think you can actually
Yeah.
do this by talking for a whole hour to yourself. You're not nearly.
Right.
You're not nearly that
is true.
charismatic.
Yeah, I'm not nearly as talented enough.
They could probably do a good half hour.
That might be like 6 minutes. So what's the deal?
Any other? What else we got for Happy Time?
I got a couple happy trails.
Well-
We'll do the second happy trails late. We got a very melancholy happy trails coming up here.
That's-
It's a triple dip of the happy.
I got you. But
But
hold
we
on.
gotta-
Before we get too far in,
Go
I'm
ahead.
I got one happy time. I would like to say happy time and happy birthday to my older sister, who has turned 39 yesterday. It was her birthday.
Aw.
So I thought since it would be apt, since we're actually recording today, that it'd be good to say happy birthday, my dear sister. I love you so much. And I
Do you not want to say her name?
absolutely not.
Okay, I was going to say happy birthday also, but I didn't want to drop her name without
Nope,
getting
absolutely not. I'm not.
punched in the gut
not-
later.
For those that know who I am, they know who I'm talking about. For those that don't, I am not doxing my sister live on air. Last thing I need is for a bunch of creepos to be like, "Oh, your sister." Yeah, nope. I just finally got past that within the last like 3 or 4 years. Don't need to bring that back up.
There you go.
Oh, good brother you are.
Unlike
Attaboy.
me.
That means I gotta get I have to get rid of the shout out for beating up on your siblings? I think I do.
Oh, no, you don't.
But we are keeping smothering your wife with a pillow.
No.
We're keeping smothering wife with a pillow, but we're getting rid of beating up on siblings.
No. Don't do that. Me and my older sister definitely took pleasure in beating up on the younger one.
GG, I guess. And GG to your sister's birthday. Nicely done. Happy birthday. One quick non-melancholy happy trails. Happy trails to the Xbox 360 marketplace. Gonna be shut down July 29th, 2024. You've got 11 months.
Better hurry and get.
Yeah, I was gonna say
you
better get what you can out of there before it goes away.
People still play Xbox 360?
I'm sure there is.
I still play Xbox 360.
I'm sorry to hear that, bud. Haven't you gotten an Xbox One yet?
I do have an Xbox One, but like the old school like NCAA games, because they stopped making NCAA in 2010 and they stopped making the NCAA football games in 2014. I can go back and play them on that system
until they find a way to remotely shut it down.
Well, I have the disc. I have the discs.
Oh no, bud.
Oh, here's some breaking news.
Uh-oh.
We got breaking news.
Saints Row Studio Voltron has been closed down effective immediately. So happy trails to them.
Happy trails, Saints Row.
Well, goodbye, Saints Row. We hardly knew ye.
We hardly knew ye. Before we end, very melancholy triple play of a happy trails to Terry Funk, Bray Wyatt, and Bob Barker all passed away in the past 2 weeks. Two WWE greats and arguably the greatest game show host ever.
I could agree with that. Pass Ajax up there. Alex Trebek.
So yeah, I was gonna say. So what's your top? We won't even get to WWE right now. We'll get to top 5 like game shows or game show hosts. So you don't have to put them in any kind of order.
Well, Pat Sajak naturally.
I kind of like Regis Philbin, but it's only because
I agree.
He has that funny voice.
He was funny. He killed it on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. 110%.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Hold on a second. The original host for Supermarket Sweep, that guy. You laugh, but that dude, I have the.
Yeah, he was great.
I have the watch free TV on my TV setup, and on my lunch break, I come home and I sit up and I watch some Supermarket Sweep, and it is it's just watching it is so good, like the old 90s.
Yeah,
I tried watching the newer 2000s, and it just did not hit as well. But that 90s run was so good that it was one of those, like, I sit up and I watch it. I'm trying to figure out, like, damn, them sweaters that he used to wear, phenomenal. David Ruprecht, the host of Supermarket Sweep, that guy, phenomenal. 10 out of 10, best game show host I've ever seen outside of Alex Trebek.
I don't know. Where would you put, okay, this is going to be a hot take. Where would you put Mark Summers, the host of Double Dare, who actually was OCD and did not like to get messy and didn't like to touch anything which is weird because he hosted a game show where everybody got messy.
Super messy.
I'll take you up one more for that. What about Summer Sanders from Figure It Out?
Oh, yeah.
Olympic medalist Summer Sanders.
Yes.
Who, mind you, I didn't even realize that how young she still was, honestly. Because
how old is she?
Summer Sanders is only 50.
Oh.
Wow. No dice.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is only 50. So I did not realize that she was that young hosting that show. I thought that she was a little bit older, but I guess everybody seemed old to you when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Right. And she still looks good. Not that I'm Google image searching Summer Sanders while we're on the air.
Safe filter on.
Safe filter off. Don't be a pussy.
Get out of there while you can, Andy. You don't want any of that ectoplasm ending up on you.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, before we start slinging ectoplasm, anything else you guys want to add before we get out of here?
Tom Bergeron is the other.
Bergeron. Tom Bergeron. You uncultured swine. How do you better put some respect on the name of the longtime host of America's Funniest Home Videos?
What? Did he do America's Funniest Home Videos?
Yes.
I thought that was the other guy who just died. Oh my god.
No,
Bob Saget.
Bob Saget was the longtime host, and it was Tom Bergeron.
Oh,
And now it's
a YouTube channel.
no, it's not a YouTube channel. It's
It is a YouTube channel now.
it's gonna sound terrible. It's Carlton.
Oh yeah.
Alfonso Ribeiro.
Thank you. Yes, because they think they add him on there after he didn't he win his season of Dancing with the Stars?
Did he?
I don't know. He may have, but I don't know. I think even then you got to put. Let's see. Where would you put Drew? Is Drew Carey going to be in your top 10 or 15 game show hosts?
Maybe top 15.
He was all right.
Yeah,
no one said Chuck Wooler yet.
Yes, I was getting ready to bring that up.
Connection.
Oh no, I was gonna say Greed. Did you ever watch that show?
No.
Oh my, that's one of the okay. When people talk about the best game, we're getting way off topic here, but I don't care. When people talk about the best game shows ever, I always throw out Greed. That game was cutthroat. It was amazing to watch.
Oh,
what was it about?
Okay, so it was a trivia show where you had to play in a team of 5. You had one captain and 4 other people on your team, right? Well, the thing is, everybody splits the pot a certain way, right?
Okay.
But if you want to if you can challenge another person on your team to a showdown for theirs, and if you win, you get their share of the pot. And then, I'm talking huge money. I'm talking like most. About every other episode, a team was getting to $500,000, $1 million. But the premise was you had to work as a team because it was I remember the team that won the $2 million, they won the highest ever. They had split it 3 ways. But their question was, name 4 of the following 10 events that happened in the 90s. And it was Jerry Garcia dies, fall of the Berlin Wall, first McDonald's in Russia. It was stuff like that. And 4 of the 10 were correct. So you had to work together as a team. So even though you start eliminating teammates, that's less of a brain pool you get to pick from.
Interesting.
Yeah. So they actually, a team of 3 won the highest total. They won $2 million. And they split it. I think 2 people got 800,000 or 100.
Still.
I can't do math. 2 people got 800,000 and 1 person got 400,000 or something like that.
Can we unshout out Richard Dawson?
No, we can't.
He's a pedophile.
Oh,
yes.
oh.
Well, I don't know if he actually was, but he sure was kissing on young girls. Family Feud.
Yeah.
But see, I don't think about him on Family Feud. I think about him on all those episodes of Mad Game.
Still being a creep.
Yeah.
But since we're on track I still have one more game show host that not in the traditional sense of game show, but because I watch a lot of Food Network, definitely going to say Alton Brown. Big shout out to him. Chopped and
Iron Chef.
Cutthroat Kitchen.
Yes, and the OG Iron Chef.
Yeah. So, Alton Brown is my hero, and I love the fact that this motherfucker in the middle of COVID got incredibly blitzed drinking and just went on a wild-ass Twitter rampage for 3 days straight. I love that for him. That is what I wish to achieve.
Who didn't, though, during COVID?
You guys got any pluggables?
You can hit me up you can come watch me speedrun games horribly. Oh, God. Sorry, you can watch.
You can speed games. Are you going through puberty again?
I don't know. I think I swallowed a bug. You can watch me speedrun games at twitch.tv/weldingtime Sunday, Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Homie. But Marge.
You can follow us at retro_smashed on Twitter for all of our latest updates on video games and our episodes. And you can actually, I'm going to throw this out here. I haven't done it in forever, but you can also find me on YouTube at It's the Afro King. And you can see all of my very old dated movie reviews that way back about 10 years ago when I used to do those in video format. They are terrible. Just terrible. Just throwing that out there right now. They are all in very poor taste and quality. They're a product of their time. Let's be real. They're a product of their time. So take that with a grain of salt. They're not all super entertaining, but for what it's worth, it was also me and Andy's.
There's like 3 good ones.
It was me and Andy's first forte into video reviews. So there you go.
And they're phenomenal. I don't care what anybody says. They're fucking phenomenal.
At least 3 of them.
At least 3 of them. There we go. At least
watch probably Hood Rat Kid, Epic Beard Guy, and what's that guy? The Dragon Ball Z kid.
Dragon Ball Z, yeah.
Those are actually my 3 best.
You can also send us emails, retrosmashed@gmail.com. Still no emails. I'm disappointed in everybody, each and one of you.
Good.
You guys can actually send weird penis pictures to Andy as well, and he would be happy with those too. He will describe them live on the air.
Oh, yep.
We just got a letter. It's
the letter D.
Hey. Oh, that's more like the letter C for Good Night, Canada. Good night, Canada. I just pulled my dick out. I hope that was so recorded. Wonder who it's from.